We're talking to Red Cafe. This is Sean Anthony alongside Big Keith. All right, so we talked about the real estate, the side business that you have going on. Let me ask you this. Being in the music industry and seeing how things work behind the scenes, because I know you do write for a lot of artists that's out there right now, and seeing how that money comes, it's different than the real estate game, and especially how the economy has changed over the past 4 to 5 years. How is that real estate money, investment money still able to sustain your lifestyle? Like, is that still a stream of income that you can rely on?
I mean, it's like the real estate game is very tricky now. So you got to do a lot of research on areas and knowing what's appreciating and what's depreciating. And but as far as like income, I think that it's necessary for you to have plenty avenues of income in today's world. Like it's crazy out here. You know, you don't know when you're going to have a job or when you're not going to have a job. So I don't think you neglect any income as far as, you know, businesses. So, you know, I try to make time for a lot of those businesses, and then also just hire people. So there's people need jobs, and then, you know, you need people to help you figure out what you're trying to do. So, you know, I don't look at it as, you know, this music money suite. I'm gonna just fall on that, because then that's some paper that you could still get, and you can hire somebody, and they can have a job. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. What do you say to some of those rappers that come in that, you know, get the deal and thinking that that's all they got to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you school some of these cats that's coming in, you know what I'm saying, that's been in the game, that has blown up a little or got a little buzz off of a single or anything like that? Do you share some of that with people?
Yeah. I mean, I'm willing to share, and I'm willing to invest my energy and time into people that want to learn, because, you know, I don't know everything, but I like to get educated. I need as much information, as much knowledge as possible, and I want to share mine to the people that want to learn, because I definitely don't have time for the people that don't want to learn. Like, I don't have that kind of time to, you know, there's other people out there that definitely want the information, so, you know, I'll rather put my time into those guys. And I've learned from experiences as far as record companies. You know, if you ever follow Red Cafe and you know, the things I've been through as far as record companies, I've been through 7 of them. So, you know, I learned from my own experiences. You know, I was the guy that felt like, okay, I got a deal. Okay, now I'm going to get rich. And, you know what I mean? And that wasn't the case. Right. You know, the deal is when we all coming up as you know, young guys and loving hip hop and wanting to get down with it. You figure that you get the deal, and everything else is automatic. And, you know, I had to learn that the hard way.
Talking to Red Cafe, Sean Anthony, the hip hop motivator, alongside Big Keith. Red Cafe, I know you've been spending some time with Diddy. What's the one thing, other than music insight, what's the one thing that Diddy has shared with you as far as being an entrepreneur?
I mean, it's just persistency and taking every opportunity and respecting every opportunity, because, you know, windows close just as fast as they open. So, you know, I learned a lot from dude, like, you know, and I definitely salute him as many times as I can for giving me the opportunity to be able to be under his tutelage. You know what I mean? The guy's a special guy. He came from zero, from an intern, and became a billion dollar man, and very successful. And I'm definitely not you know, I'm not a Puff Daddy advocate. That's not my job. But you know, I learned a lot from him, and I watch him go and never stop. You know, like, I tried Red Bull, I tried Monster, and it doesn't work. I can't keep up with him, but, you know, I'm still trying.
Wow.
Yo, yeah. I read that you are taking part in a new hip-hop pro wrestling collaboration, the Urban Wrestling Federation?
Yeah. I got down with that. I thought it was very interesting to me. I've always been a wrestler as a kid, and I think it's dope to bring, you know, an urban element to wrestling. You know, and I got to some real talented guys, and I got them down with my team, you know, and I think it's something fun to watch. You know, it's entertaining. So yeah, I'm definitely down with it.
So do you have a finishing move or something? Are you in the ring? Or?
I'm working on it right now. You know what I mean? I'm working on it. So, you know, as soon as I figure it out, I'm gonna try it out on that midget.
We're talking to Red Cafe. This is Sean Anthony and Big Keith. All right, let's talk music, man. You got the new joint with Ryan Leslie, Rick Ross, How did that collaboration start? I mean, you've done some other things with Ryan Leslie, haven't you?
Yeah, I reached out to Ryan. I was just a fan of his talents. You know, the guy's he's multi-talented, and I was a fan of that. And I reached out to him for my I'm Ill remix, and you know, he definitely received me well, and he got down on it. And I always wanted to work with him from scratch and see what we come up with. And we finally was able to get together and get in there, and we made that was the first record. Mm-hmm. That was like the first record. You know, we listened to music, we had a good time. We had a session, and then we didn't really do much, just chopped it up and talk about a few things, and then we got in there, and that was the very first record. And I just heard Ross on the record, you know what I'm saying? So I called him, and I'm like, you know, homie, this record I think is special. And, you know, me and Rose, I've been knowing him for over 10 years, and, you know, he's a dope artist to me, you know. Right. And I just wanted I want him to get down on it. And it's magic, you know. I think it's an amazing record. I'm very excited about it.
Are you gonna put any other rappers on there, like, you know, have different versions of the same song? Because I kind of hear Fabulous on it too.
Yeah, you know what? It's a great radio record, and I think it's definitely Fab could definitely work on there. You know, maybe we'll see. As of right now, I think Rose nailed it, you know, with what he added to the record, and the people are gonna love it like that. And you know, remix time, you know, Fab is like my partner in rhyme, so you know that should be too easy.
Right. So, man, out of all these deals you had, man, never coming out with a debut album, are we starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel for you now? Yeah. I think this is the deal that I think all other deals were just learning experiences. This is the deal that matters right here. This is the one. This one is going to be great. You know, I'm with a great team. Interscope, they love the project. They're all the way invested, as well as Bad Boy. This is like a rebirth for Bad Boy. I will be like the first artist on their new Interscope venture. And, you know, they're equally as excited. And I think we're going to win. You know what I mean? I can't wait to come to your city and stand on some couches. Right. In that crowded-ass club downtown.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I need sparklers. You know, we're going to tell the club owner, whoever he or she is, we need extra sparklers. I like a lot of lights, man. I like a lot of lights, yo.
And some midgets in the VIP. Red Cafe, we appreciate the time, homie, as always, man. Thanks for chopping it up. Sean Anthony, Big Keith, Red Cafe.
Thank you for your time, homie. Let's get it, Richmond. What else?